Have you got one of these things? The Maytag washer. This is our second one. First one was great, lasted 10 years. So we bought another one, and so far it's worked well. It's about a year old now. Problem is though, just like any washer, filter clogs up periodically. Can be once every few months when the dog hair in his dog bedding clogs up the filter, or some foreign object gets in like a quarter somehow, or when bedding like pillows or comforters open up and all the filling comes out and clogs up the filter. I don't know why they did this with these Maytags, but you can't get at the filter easily. In the old one, the filter sat dead center under the drum, and to get at it officially, you're supposed to take off the top, the front, take all these pieces and parts apart, lift off the front, reach under and get at it. I did that twice, and then I thought, I'm never doing this again. So what I did is I made an access port in the front to give me easy access. Made cleaning up the filter really fast and easy. This one here, for the first time, the filter's clogged up. Gone a year without it, so I'm impressed. So there is another way to get at the filter, and that is through the back. On the old one, you take the back panel off. It's actually easier. You slide this thing out, undo all the perimeter machine screws, and you're good. You can get at there, get under there and get that filter. I did the same with this one last night. I slid it forward, took the back panel off, went to reach in where the filter is, but on this model, they've now put the filter right in the front. It's right in here, in this area. So you can't get access from the back anymore. And I'm not going to take the whole front apart. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an access door in the front. Maybe it voids warranty. I don't care. I repair it all the time myself, or all my appliances myself. But it's going to save me huge headaches over the next few years. So let's start. So when I opened up the back of the washer yesterday, I noticed that the pump and the filter are at the front of the washer, and they're somewhere right in this area here, somewhere in here. And also they're a little bit back of this panel, maybe an inch or two back. So that allows me to do a bit of work here, cutting open this area without damaging the filter and pump. So what I'm going to do, and you won't have to do this, but I'm doing the experimentation here, is I'm going to use this step bit, and I'm going to drill a pilot hole in here, just so big enough so I can shine a flashlight in and see if I'm centered on the filter opening, because the goal is to have a panel cut that allows me to reach in, unscrew the filter, pull it out, and clean it out. So I'll start with this hole and see what it looks like. Alright, so I made a little opening here, shined a flashlight in, and I see that the opening of the filter housing looks to be about 1¼ inches to the right of dead center. And so I've marked it here. And then in my previous Maytag washer access opening, I found that about 8.5 by 5 inch square opening was sufficient for me to fit my hand in and to fit any kind of little container in to catch any spillage. So I'm going to make that opening. And I start by putting masking tape down. I started with putting masking tape down, and then I like using a laser level to really accurately create a nice vertical line here. And I'll use the laser for the horizontal lines as well. So I've got two different means I could use to cut an opening in this. One of them is my Dremel tool. The thing about the Dremel tool is that if you twist it a little bit, the the cutting wheel breaks off, and then you have to keep replacing the wheels. It's a little finicky. Instead, I'm going to try this thing with a cutting wheel. Let's see if I can get through it. Got my full face mask on so I don't get any hot sparks in my eye. No, it's not quite. That one's free. Voila! Access to the filter. And look at how much real estate there is in front here. Okay, the panel's off now. You can see there's the filter, easy access to it. And you notice this is not perfect. The line is somewhat vertical, a little bit cut out a little far here, a little bit messy here, but it doesn't matter because I'm going to 3D print a panel, plastic panel that goes over top of this, and it'll look beautiful coming off the 3D printer, and any imperfections don't matter. The only thing you want to do here at this point is to file down these sharp edges so you don't cut your fingers or your wrists when you're reaching in there and working on the filter. Okay, so I could keep filing this forever, but I'd rather take the dog for a walk this evening. So what I'm going to do is just take some duct tape and just put a layer of duct tape around the perimeter just to protect my wrist from getting cut if I'm reaching in there. That's easy to do. There you go, like that. Remember, it's all going to be covered by the panel cover. Yeah, zip it, Dane. You're the reason this thing's clogged up. By the way, here's the culprit. With all his dog fur, you, the big dumb Dane, you're responsible for clogging this thing up. But he's cute, so we love him. Alright, there you go. I put just a bit of duct tape around here, folded it over the edges. Now I'm not gonna cut myself. I filed it down first, but it wasn't quite good enough and I didn't feel like filing anymore. Now here is the opening to the actual filter. From now on, I could just leave this open if I wanted, but I'm going to make a little 3D printed panel. But from now on, instead of taking an hour and a half to get in here to clean out the filter, it's going to take 1.5 minutes. And over the course of the next few years, that's going to save me a lot of time. Maytag, I don't know why you don't do this. Is it because of aesthetics? Is it because of your desire to make it difficult to service so we buy new ones? Not sure why, But anyway, apparently there is a drain hose here. There it is. It's got a little plug on the end. And this is going to be a bit of a challenge because they make it just not long enough to come out the front. They make it just long enough to hang down if you have the panel off. So I may want to extend that. I know already that it's dry inside because I drained it last night, or a lot of it when I took the hose off. There's a little hose here that allows you to drain the filter before you remove the filter. Alright, I've drained this a bit. It just keeps dripping and dripping out of this little hose here. You can see once I take this filter out, it's not going to be pretty. There's going to be any extra water just dripping down in here. So I'll just use a cloth to absorb it. So here, let me just turn this filter to see what we get. Good, not a lot of water coming out, that's good. Pull it out. Pull this out. There's the culprit. A bunch of goo. Let me just put this in here. I don't know what that is. That's gross. It looks like sludge. I have no idea where that came from. But that's the culprit. That's why the thing's not draining. And every so often you put something in, some dirty blanket from a dog or some pillow that's broken open and all the stuffings come out. Or this stuff that looks like some kind of sludge with some material. And then you're screwed. You can't get any water pumped out. The thing doesn't drain. And now the fix is easy. So once I clean this out, I'm going to extend this hose here. For the future, I'll 3D print or buy a little part to extend the hose so I can drain it out front here in a pan. And it'll make cleaning out much, much easier. So this is what a clean filter looks like. It just takes 5 or 10 seconds to clean it out. Goes back in here, into place, tightened up. Plug is back in the hose. As I said, next time I'm going to make a little extension here so the hose can be extended out here into a pan to drain properly. Hose can go back in there. Now it's ready to run. I'm going to just run it on a quick cycle to flush it out. Make sure that there's no other goo in there. And now I'm going to create a little door here. And so the way to do that is to measure the exact dimensions. Go down to my 123D Design 3D printing software that I like using. And use my Prusa 3D printer to just print a panel. Maybe I'll make it white. Last time I had a black one, but maybe just a white one, then it won't be an eyesore. I'll see what material I have. And because it's flexible, I'm not going to use PLA. I'm going to use something like maybe ASA, which can flex a bit, or ABS. And it's durable and heat tolerant as well. There you go. It took me 5 minutes to design this. Just a little panel, very thin, that can rotate. These will be the screw holes here. And I'll just quickly print that up on the 3D printer.
And this mangy, dirt-digging doofus Dane is the reason the filter often gets clogged up in the washing machine. Because he goes out and he digs in the dirt and he sheds all over his blanket, all over his mattress cover. And when that goes in the laundry, it accumulates in the filter. And then I have to clean things out. But he's beautiful and he's a sweetheart, so we accept that, right? Good boy. There you go. I've 3D printed my little cover plate. I used ASA because I had white in ASA. I like ASA because it's quite durable and it's flexible, so that'll work perfectly. I would also consider using PETG. PETG would probably be a good one because it's also quite flexible and durable. And while I was at it, I printed this little hose coupler. So next time when I have to clean out this filter, I'll take this plug out, put this hose coupler in, and on the other side I'll have a little extension hose from my workshop, and that way I can drain it outside here easily into a pan before I open up the filter. So I'll just leave that in there. That, by the way, is printed in PETG. I designed that. And now we're good. There, it's all done. And you can't even see it. White panel. And this is the culprit, the dirt digging doofus Dane, who likes clogging up the laundry filter because of his fur and his dirt from his dirt digging. But now when the filter does clog up, instead of having your heart sink because you know you got a 2-hour job ahead of you, it's just a 5-minute job to take the panel off and empty out the bottom of the tub with any excess water that's in there, and then clean out the filter. It's no problem at all, and it's all done. There you go, project's over. Hope you liked it. Hope you have success doing it, and if you do it, let me know in the comments whether it worked for you.